Former middleweight champion Israel Adesanya shared his perspective, predicting that Khamzat Chimaev would start the fight aggressively. However, he believed Dricus Du Plessis, DDP, had the ability to absorb the early storm and turn the tide later. Adesanya expected DDP to score a stoppage around the third or fourth round, though he admitted Chimaev had the potential to end things in the opening frame. Ultimately, Adesanya leaned toward DDP's resilience, carrying him to victory.
What are you feeling right now, my friend?
Like normal fights. I like to be in the cage more than outside, so it was fun. Last minute, get some punches. They're happy.
There is a new UFC middleweight champion. His name, Khamzat Chimaev. One of the most dominant performances that we've ever seen in a UFC title fight ever. He beats Dricus Du Plessis.
I'm not making it up! I'm not making it up! I'm not making this shit up! They avoid combat at all costs! You are a human! Get out of this combat sport! Chimaev landed a shot that looked like it could have hurt! Chimaev landed a punch that maybe could have caused damage to his opponent! He did it again! That actually might have hurt Dricus! There might be a chance that Dricus winced at that shot. What are we doing, dude? We can't put this on Paramount! We can't put this on Paramount! Cancel the deal!
Dricus gets on top. Dricus is in mount! Dricus is in mount! Oh my god! No! Dricus has to choke? No. Dude, Dricus, do something, brother. You got 10 seconds left. So Dricus tends to use explosive leg, heels to the floor, sit-up, torso kind of get-ups. These require a lot of energy and they create a lot of motion, and it's a big problem. But if I'm Dricus, I'm just hanging out. Yeah, all right. So Khamzat Chimaev is your new champion. Bro, I have so much to say on the post-fight show. I have so much to say about that performance. I have so much to say about that.
Big kick from Dricus! Chimaev shoots in and gets it. It's over, chat. He got the body lock again. He avoided combat again. Back to his position against the cage, holding another man up against the cage and knee in the thigh. Oh no, dude. What's Chimaev? Dude, 5 seconds left. Anything could happen. No, nothing happened because it's a f***ing Chimaev fight.
That dominance was insane by Khamzat. The boogeyman becomes the champion.
Yeah. 50-44 on all three judges' scorecards. It goes the distance. And the best way to describe this fight, in my opinion, was domination. Absolute, total domination. Just listen very quickly to some of these numbers here. Khamzat Chimaev landed 510 strikes, according to ESPN's Fight Center. 510 strikes in this 5-round fight.
I think us left alone. Hopefully, we do well. Yeah, well.
I get like 2 more and then
She's got a good deal of that, Tego. Papi, mami, got a good one.
MMA legend Georges St-Pierre broke down the strengths of both fighters. He highlighted Chimaev's explosive wrestling and takedown game, while noting Du Plessis was incredibly strong in close-range exchanges, particularly in clinch situations where pushing, pulling, and raw power play a big role.
But yeah, Khamzat, from what you've already said, he showed his hand. He's gonna go after him from the get-go. But DDP, I think, can weather the storm and probably finish Khamzat later on. Because Khamzat, if it gets to round 3, 4, 5, it's gonna be a problem. It probably won't get to round 5. I say around 3 or 4, DDP. But if Khamzat's gonna win, it's gonna be in the first round. It's gonna be impressive. It's gonna be like spectacular. It's gonna be violent. But yeah, I'm gonna go with DDP. Yeah, I think he'll get it done. I think it's just stubborn. I'm gonna go Dricus by late TK.
Heavyweight contender Tom Aspinall admitted that Du Plessis continues to surprise him every time, making it difficult to count him out. At the same time, he described Chimaev as a relentless fighter capable of overwhelming anyone. For Aspinall, the unpredictability of this matchup is exactly what makes it so thrilling.
I think this, George. Let me tell you what I think. If Chimaev controls his emotions, he's gonna win.
Could be because emotion sometimes makes you spend too much energy. But on the other side, it's true. But Dricus Du Plessis, I think he's very underrated. He's much better than what people give him credit for. So it could go both sides. You know, Chimaev can go through, especially if you catch him with his very good inverted katagatame early on in the round. If you put him down and in a scramble when Dricus Du Plessis tried to stand up, he got caught in an inverted katagatame. I can see that happen, but I can also see Dricus wearing down Chimaev and surviving, and in the later round winning the fight. So both scenarios are possible.
Featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski praised Chimaev's grappling, calling it exceptional and underrated. He believed that even in a single round, Chimaev's ground control could outclass almost anyone in MMA.
In Chimaev's case, he's very good in wrestling and submission as well, but they both can knock each other out.
I'm gonna ask you another impossible question. Who's physically stronger, Chimaev or DDP?
I think strength is very it's very specialized. I think in terms of wrestling, takedown, driving, strength could be Chimaev. But I think if they lock body to body, I think could be DDP. You know, pushing, pulling, like more lifting strength. I think it could be DDP. I think more applicable, like for wrestling strength, it could be Chimaev.
Veteran Rampage Jackson recalled being impressed by Chimaev's dominance in the gym, saying he made training partners look helpless. According to Jackson, that level of intensity is what sets Chimaev apart as one of the most dangerous fighters to come through.
DDP, I've got no idea. The more I watch him, the less I know about him.
It is super interesting, but Tom, how do you see the fight going? Who wins?
I will never, ever think that DDP is going to lose again.
Wow.
I just don't know. He just finds a way to win. Against Khamzat Chimaev, though, someone that I've shared a card with a couple of times in Abu Dhabi, funny enough. Khamzat Chimaev is an absolute beast, man. And if he can get that back control and start that cycle that he does of dragging guys to the ground, going for the submissions, punching them from there, punishing them, tiring them out. So, mate, the answer is, I don't know. That's why we love MMA, though. That's why we love it, because fights like this, they come around every now and again, and you just...
Rampage further explained that Chimaev reminded him of Michael Bisping due to his tireless work ethic and refusal to slow down. He noted both fighters pushed themselves far beyond normal limits, and that's why Chimaev is such a unique competitor.
I'm going to tell you how good Chimaev is. I don't think people know he's a good grappler and be like, oh, yeah, he's cool. But when it comes to MMA, grappling, wrestling, I could say he would probably be, if you had one round to prove yourself, Chimaev, hands down. I've got Chimaev.
Former champion Michael Bisping pointed to Du Plessis' size, physical strength, and grappling skills, highlighting that DDP isn't afraid to engage on the ground. He praised Du Plessis for his toughness, cardio, and finishing ability, while also questioning whether Chimaev could maintain his pace for a full 5 rounds.
DDP.
Khamzat.
In another analysis, Bisping added that Du Plessis is a big, powerful fighter who's very difficult to take down. He suggested that the best strategy against Chimaev would be to pressure him, force him to work for every takedown, and keep attacking to prevent Chimaev from dictating the fight.
One person who's training inside the gym is Khamzat Chimaev. Compared to all the bodies you've seen come through the gym, where does he stack up?
Man, he's one of the best. You know, we had Khalil Browntree coming there. He's a beast as well. You got what's his name? In Lukin. What's his name? Arman and Lukin.
Arman Sarukian.
God damn it, I mess up everybody's name. Arman Sarukian.
Sarukian.
Yeah, he's a beast too. Yeah, but Khamzat, man, he a beast, man. I saw him for a couple of seconds over there, man. He was murking people. He's a beast.
Daniel Cormier admitted he once underestimated Du Plessis, but changed his opinion after seeing him defeat the likes of Israel Adesanya and Sean Strickland. He now sees DDP's unorthodox style, size, and strength as legitimate threats to anyone in the division.
Who do you compare that to? You fought the who's who. You've been inside the Octagon with John Jones. Who does Khamzat Chimaev remind you of, if anybody at all?
No, he don't. No, he's a different animal. But his work ethic reminds me of Michael Bisping, though.
Okay.
Yeah, Michael Bisping was always an animal in the gym. That's why I love training with him.
Cormier also acknowledged that Chimaev might still be the betting favorite, especially after dominating Robert Whittaker. However, he warned that writing off Du Plessis would be a mistake, as the South African has consistently proved doubters wrong.
Plessis is a gigantic middleweight, walks around at about 230 pounds, diets down to 185. He's got excellent jiu-jitsu. We've seen the videos of him tapping out multiple black belts. He's spoken quite openly that he's going to beat Khamzat at his own game. He's going to go toe-to-toe. He's going to walk him down. He's going to choose to grapple with him and test him down there on the ground. He's big. He's strong. He's got a good gas tank. He's got an excellent chin, and he's got knockout power. So we are going to see if Khamzat Chimaev can really push it over 5 rounds, because if he can't, he's going to be in a lot of trouble.
Former lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov praised Du Plessis' pace and pressure, saying he constantly throws punches and kicks without giving opponents breathing space. While not the most accurate striker, Khabib noted DDP's volume and relentlessness break opponents down over time.
Now, Dricus is a big dude. He's not going to be easy to take down. Dricus is going to play him at his own game, and that's exactly what he's got to do. You can't run away from Khamzat Chimaev, okay? The man's going to get you. He's going to get a hold of you, and he's going to try and take you down, and he's probably going to be successful. So what do? Then what you're going to do is you're going to meet him head on. You're going to fight him at his own game, and that's exactly what Dricus Du Plessis said that he's going to do. He will get a hold of it, and he probably will take you down. So meet him head on. Make him work for it. The best form of defense is attack. Put Khamzat Chimaev on the back.
Michael Venom Page respected Du Plessis' ability to win fights even when his style looks messy. But after witnessing Chimaev's training and intensity up close, Page leaned toward Chimaev as the likely winner of UFC 319.
DDP and Khamzat Chimaev.
Yeah.
Who emerges from that?
DDP, man, he is something else, bro. So long we thought he just was bad. He's not. He's really good. He's like really, really good.
Did you ever see that thing with him? And like he's like, they show like a clips of Homer Simpson like doing everything wrong and somehow winning, and they kind of show like the same.
Good, dude.
That is
bro.
hilarious.
He was just. I was like, okay, so Izzy's gonna just counter him. He's too good. And he got Izzy bad. He was all over Izzy. I mean, he put it on Sean Strickland bad.
Yeah.
That last time. Like,
you gotta respect that style.
He's good, man. He's so big, he's so strong, and he's...
Former double champ Henry Cejudo said Chimaev could beat anyone, pointing to how easily he handled Whittaker. Still, he admitted Du Plessis would be a tougher challenge due to his pressure and cardio. Cejudo once thought DDP's style was sloppy, but now recognized that his pace and endurance made him extremely dangerous over 5 rounds.
Who do you think right now it favors? Because I know you can't make obviously a prediction, but who do you think it favors right now? Because looking at the way Khamzat just disposed of Robert Whittaker.
Robert Whittaker was crazy. So I think, and DDP is gonna be like, what the hell, dude? I think when the line comes out, and I'm pretty sure it's out already, you guys can check it. Khamzat will probably be a favorite. And I think it's because of what you see.
Yeah, minus 180.
Khamzat is minus 180. And I think just when you look at it, that's probably
pretty big
about right. But I don't know, man. I'm done doubting Dricus Du.
Ex-champion Robert Whittaker believed Du Plessis had the tools to hand Chimaev his first loss. He viewed the fight as a test of durability and toughness, where momentum could swing dramatically at any moment.
Интересный соперник.
Он очень крепкий, он будет драться. Такой своеобразный кикбоксинг, руки-ноги выкидывает. Вот что хорошо, вот что плохо у Дю Плесси, такой точный, но он очень много выкидывает. Он постоянно выкидывает руки-ноги, постоянно он в атаке, если вы смотрели. Даже Стрикландом. Я в этом бою конкретно ошибся. Я думал, что Стрикланд своим давлением все он должен взять. Но он его перебил. Как своим. Он очень много накидывает. Он не стоит. Бывают такие бойцы, вот они заходят, он так думает, кидает, смотрит. А бывают такие не так сильно у них техника, но он очень много накидывает.
Anthony Hernandez predicted Du Plessis would shock the world. He emphasized DDP's awkward style, size, and constant forward pressure, while also pointing out that Chimaev had shown signs of fatigue against smaller fighters moving up in weight.
Who wins out of DDP and Khamzat?
It's a difficult one, simply, and I say this all the time, and it's weird. The more you watch DDP, you have to kind of respect the wins that he gets, regardless of how he does it. Like I said, I just find it messy. I'm sure he trains, he's very tactical, he's very skillful, but he just looks messy, and he somehow just knows how to keep finding ways to keep winning fights and so on and so forth. So I've never really rated him in terms of style, but he's a winner. So, you got to put massive respect to him. But Khamzat, I've actually got the privilege of watching him train. So I've seen his quality. So I would definitely put my money that way, but it's just hard to...
Former fighter Chael Sonnen broke down how Chimaev might approach the fight, saying he'd likely rely on takedowns and top control. But if that strategy failed, he would have to prove himself standing. Sonnen added that while Chimaev was often seen as unstoppable, this bout could be a reality check.
Does Khamzat beat DDP?
Man, Khamzat could beat anybody in the world in about a round. It's super impressed with what he did to Robert Whittaker. I don't see that against DDP. DDP's scrambly, man. You're gonna need to really be able to pace yourself for 5 rounds. And with DDP's train just continue to keep rolling, and he's still steaming, and his train's still hot. It depends on how long DDP wants to take a break. You're gonna have to prepare, man, for a guy like DDP. You're gonna need a 3-rounder or a 5-rounder to get ready, but I don't see it. I just don't see it. I think DDP's too... I used to think he was the sloppiest thing on planet Earth, and I thought the same thing about Rob until they bring that volume and just the tenacity that changes that.
Sean Strickland argued that the fight came down to wrestling. If Du Plessis could defend Chimaev's takedowns and keep it standing, he'd have the advantage. But if Chimaev managed to drag him to the mat repeatedly, it could cost DDP the fight.
Khamzat and Dricus fighting for the belt in just over a month's time. What are your initial thoughts on that matchup?
Honestly, I'd have to say Dricus would be a favorite. I think I'm leaning towards Dricus. The whole thing can be summed up. Chimaev will take him down. Will he finish him before he gets back up? That's the $1 million question. Because if he doesn't finish him on the ground, yeah.
Shera Bullet Magomedov looked ahead to the aftermath, predicting that if Du Plessis lost, fans would quickly move on and Chimaev's star power would overshadow him.
Who do you think wins that fight, by the way?
I think DDP is going to surprise the world, man. He's a big motherfucker. He's awkward. He comes forward. He doesn't get tired. Khamzat gets tired with small guys that were 155ers, you know what I mean, that went up to 170. So I'm still not really sold on him. I know he's good. I know he can beat up Robert Whittaker. But like I said, the old is very one-dimensional. They only have one tool. If you can get them to the floor, it usually seems that they have a bad night. And that's just the honest truth of how I've seen it play.
Veteran Yoel Romero expected a very close contest but leaned toward Chimaev because of his elite wrestling. Romero felt Chimaev's control on the ground gave him a single, decisive weapon that could tilt the fight in his favor.
How does Chimaev beat Dricus? Is a different verbiage for saying, I don't think Chimaev can beat Dricus, and I'm only sharing with you. That's new. You guys have always believed that Chimaev could beat Dricus. You've always believed that Chimaev could beat everybody. You believed as recently as Chimaev's last fight that nobody could touch him. And you're a very fickle group. And can he beat him? That's between those two. How does he beat him? He starts with plan A, which is to take him down and maul him. And if that doesn't work, which in the past it hasn't, He attempts to bludgeon him on his feet more than he gets bludgeoned. That's the answer to the question. That's how Chimaev would beat.
Do you think, he beats DDP, or do you think DDP retains?
It's hard. So those little Chechen fucks, I don't want to say Chechen, he's not Chechen, he's Swedish, but those little Chechen, they can grapple. And someone like me, who I've been training with for years, I usually could counter wrestle and grapple them. So I just don't know if Dricus can be able to counter wrestle him.
Yeah.
But if he can, I think he wins all hands down, I sparred the Chechen, hands down, I think Dricus wins. But it's just going to come down to are you going to be able to stop that counter? Are you going to be able to counter wrestle? And you can, it's not hard. You just got to it's not hard. Yeah. But, I've been training these little terrorists forever. So it's I just got.
There's going to be a championship fight between Dricus Du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev for the middleweight title. How do you think the fight will play out, and who do you think was going to get his hand raised? As I said before, Dricus is in very good, strong hands in this fight, and we will make sure to remember his name with 2 seconds of silence afterwards.
I think wins between him and Khamzat. Who would you pick in that fight? It's a hard one, isn't it?
It's very difficult, but 16-40 chance. 16% for Chimaev and 40% for Du Plessis. Yeah, that's a one.
So you think Chimaev? You're kind of slightly leaning towards Chimaev. Yes. Why? Why do you think?
Wrestling. The wrestling for Chimaev right now is very, very dangerous. Yes, I see the move where he make it. We take it. Robert fight is another level. It's an Olympic